In an earlier video, I shared with you guys some fragrances that I loved during pregnancy, the ones that I craved. But today I want to share a few that I hated. My fragrance taste had changed a little bit during that time, and there were a few that just absolutely repulsed me. No offense to the fragrances, but it was just a pregnancy reaction. And some of my tastes have changed permanently since then. So some of these fragrances I just can't go back to at all. And some, luckily, I can wear again. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, then keep on watching. And if you're new here, my name is Yana. This is The Scented. Welcome. We do all the fun fragrance things here. If that's your jam, hit the sub button and the little bell. Stay tuned for new videos coming up. And let's see what I hated during pregnancy. And I would love to hear from those of you who have gone through pregnancy, if you've had similar shifts in your taste or what fragrances you guys absolutely couldn't stand during your pregnancy and whether or not your tastes went back and now you can wear them or if it changed permanently. One of the main things that I struggled with and generally do struggle with is strong, sweet fragrances, overpoweringly sweet. But there were specific kinds that I really couldn't do during pregnancy, and mostly they contained rose. So my probably most hatest, as I accidentally discovered, Montal's Ristretto Intense Cafe and just Intense Cafe. The sweet, overpowering rose in here, I could not do. And this is a powerhouse of a fragrance. A friend of mine came to visit me and I had actually been raving about the scent because I remember really liking it. Gave it to her to try and I had to make her scrub it off. Like, I was dying. It was making me so sick. And since that experience, I'm like, we're done. We can't with this fragrance. I can't do it anymore. Like, I smell it and it has that negative association now. So this is one that permanently changed. I used to really like it and now it's like a hard no. Another rose fragrance that I struggled with was mainly Delina exclusive, but I only have a decant. Also struggled with Delina and less so with the La Rosée, but this is the only full bottle that I do have. So this one I actually didn't wear at all during my pregnancy, even though I do really like the scent and this is my preferred Delina. It has a light aquatic facet to it and it doesn't have so much of that sharpness. Like, Delina exclusive and we can't be friends anymore at all. I used to really love it. In fact, it used to be my favorite Delina, but now the La Rosée is my favorite. And that's a permanent shift that happened after pregnancy for me, is that sweet rose just became a hard no for me in any fragrance. I actually also recently tried Thamine's Peregrina, and it also has that same sweet rose facet that became a no for me. And I actually was gonna like blind buy that fragrance because I heard so many rave reviews. Thank goodness that I didn't, because that would have been a disaster. So yeah, just that type of sweet rose facet. Same thing like Roses Vanille in Mancera. Basically that is just a scent profile that I can no longer ever do, as well as Commodity Velvet. That's another one that has a similar type of scent. Big no for me moving forward. I used to really love Eau d'Issey Pure Nectar. This is an aquatic rose scent that also has honey. It has a very sweet facet. I used to love this, and I guess as well that sweet rose thing that's going on here. It's a different type of sweet rose and it's quite aquatic, but honey is a note that I generally do struggle with, and it was really amplified during my pregnancy. And now I just don't want to wear this ever at all. Even though smelling it out of here, it doesn't bother me. It's not a scent that I gravitate to anymore whatsoever. I also really struggled with heavy musks and white florals. So basically all my Narciso cubes I couldn't wear. I could still do the For Her collection and the For Her EDT I did wear, but I couldn't do any of the cubes, not the original EDP, the Poudre I couldn't do. It was just too heavy. It gave me really bad headaches, and especially the Ombre. These guys were not my friends. Even though I do really love them and I love the whole Narciso lineup, the cubes, we couldn't be friends during my pregnancy. But I've since become okay with the musks and the white florals, but it was just a super heavy headache inducer for me. Like, it would give me massive headaches. This is a actually really nice kind of tropical white floral, creamy, musky scent that I can wear, but I haven't really gravitated towards. And yeah, it was just a hard no during pregnancy. This one is a sweeter, also type of white floral, but not tropical. More of like a sweeter, powdery scent. And I do really love how this smells, but it is more of a cooler weather scent for me. So I will be reaching for this one now in the fall time. It is a very cozy, sweet, powdery, musky scent, but it's quite heavy, so not a summer wearer for me. These ones I've gone back to. I don't hate them anymore, but I couldn't do them during my pregnancy. Even my beloved Alien, guys, I could not wear Alien during my pregnancy. I wore it a couple of times because I love the scent so much, but it did give me a headache. It was just too strong, too intense, and I had to put it aside. And thank goodness that I still love it. I can report that I still love my Alien. I went back. I was able to go back to this one. White florals I didn't struggle with as much as sweet, sweet, heavy rose. There are some white florals that I really can't do anymore, but this one is balanced enough with the woodiness and amber that it still works for me, but not one that I could do during pregnancy. Could not do La Vie est Belle L'Éclat EDT. This is an orange blossom heavy scent. Orange blossom is a note that I did struggle with and generally don't really gravitate towards, but it was really amplified during my pregnancy. It was like, I hated it even more. And this is just way, way, way too sweet. It's like candy orange sweetness that I can't do anymore. I wore it a couple times. I didn't hate it pre-pregnancy, but not generally a scent profile that I gravitate towards. I need more grounding. I need more earthiness in a sweet scent. For example, like Miss Dior's, I can totally do. When it's just kind of sweet notes floating around without anything grounding, it's something that I struggle with. So this is a no for me. Tuberose was also a huge struggle for me. I think tuberose I struggled with more than any other white floral. Givenchy L'Entrée EDT I couldn't wear. It is very, very sweet tuberose, like a bubblegummy tuberose. Very intense tuberose. A nice scent for white floral lovers. And I used to be a white floral lover and a tuberose lover, but it's since pregnancy, it's permanently changed my taste. Like tuberose is a note that I do struggle with. There are very few tuberose fragrances that I can currently wear, and this is unfortunately not one of them anymore. Ralph Lauren Woman. This is a scent that I actually have a backup bottle of that I used to love so much. I wore it all the time. I thought it was so pretty. It had a nice balance of fruitiness along with even a nutty accord. A very, very nice scent. And smelling it out of here, I do really like it. I still really like how this smells. It does have tuberose and orange blossom, which are the notes that I really struggled with during pregnancy. I wore it once since pregnancy, and it just didn't smell quite the same as I remember it. So I like it out of here, but it's not one of like my die-hard fragrances anymore. Whether I have it or I don't have it, I'm kind of like neutral towards it now. A tropical white floral that I couldn't do was Guerlain Terracotta Le Parfum. This has tiare flower, jasmine ylang, coconutiness. It's a very, very vacation-esque, rich white floral that I could not do. Like this made me legit gag during pregnancy. When I smelled it, I was just like it was like a physical response to this. I couldn't do it, but I love it now. This was a complete 180. Pre-pregnancy, I was neutral towards it. During pregnancy, hated it, and now I love it. I don't know what happened, what shifted, but this is the only white floral fragrance that just complete 180 for me. I love how this smells now. It is so beautiful. I wore it so much during the summer, and it just doesn't have that indolic, sickening scent to me anymore. It actually just smells very lovely. And our last white floral nemesis, it was D&G The One. I actually also have Essence. I haven't worn that one. It makes me sick. Still makes me sick. Like smelling it, I cannot do this lily. Something about it just stuck throughout pregnancy, and afterwards I just don't like. It's not offensive, but I can imagine it making me feel sick if I wear it. It just kind of smells sticky, and it's combined with peach, which is another note that sometimes is a hard no for me, but that's just in general, not pregnancy related. Just the combination here is a hard no, but I did really love this pre-pregnancy. So yeah, that's a permanent change. And there's a quick overview of the fragrances that I really hated during pregnancy and how my tastes have shifted now that it's been about 10 months, and some of them I've been able to go back to. Some of them are still hard no's. It's funny how your fragrance tastes change that way. I would love to hear your experience with how your fragrance tastes have shifted either during pregnancy or just in general. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.